What goes on, guys? We're back here again with yet another review, and today we're taking a look at something I was worried was not going to come out, but luckily I found them at Target. We're going to be taking a look at the brand new Mattel Pixar Storytellers, the Upset and the WallE set. Dude, I have been seeing these on the internet for a long time. I remember looking up the Storytellers and seeing them and being like, oh my god, I gotta get those. And they were nowhere to be found. They were sold out like everywhere, and I was worried that Target wasn't going to get them, and I never saw them online or anything. But then I just went to Target. I wasn't even looking for toys. I was looking for a shirt for my costume, and I found them just sitting on the shelf waiting for me. So yeah, I'm very, very excited. So without further ado, let's go ahead and pop these bad boys out. Oh, getting all the little figures out of the packaging, I gotta say, man, I'm just so happy to have some of these characters on this shelf. I am a huge Pixar nerd. I love almost every movie Pixar has ever put out. I mean, yeah, sure, not everything's a complete banger. Let's not talk about Cars 2. But these are both damn near 5 out of 5 movies, in my opinion. And I've always wanted figures of these guys. I know they made WallE and Eve a little bit ago, and they made Russell in a different scale, and I think Doug. But I wanted something that I could just buy together. And honestly, the characters that I'm most excited to have here are probably not the ones that everybody's looking forward to, but I was the most. And I'll talk about that as we go along. So we'll take a look at one set, then we'll take a look at the other, and I'll just kind of rank them together. And do it in one video because I'm just so excited to finally have these in my collection. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it, starting with the WallE set. There's lots of world out there. Look at my man, WallE. He looks great. Now, I do think I'm going to add a little bit of paint to these guys. I think WallE could definitely use like a dirty speckling, like a brown wash. I might try to do that like really quick right after this review, because he deserves it. He's a dirty fella and he looks a little too clean, but the sculpt is there. I love the box body. It would have been amazing if this could open. I would literally have just gotten trash and shit and squeezed it in a ball and put it with them, or in a cube. I love the detail on the side. The sculpt is really nice. Like I said, it just needs a little bit of a paint job, and WallE will be looking fantastic. I love his eyes, his little binocular eyes. It took me forever to realize that they were binoculars, but I love it. I think it looks great. You get the little like hazard things on his arms, and of course WallE. Man, WallE, what a guy. He's just, oh man. As far as articulation, you do get like, I think it's a ball peg. I don't want to pull that out, but it is a ball peg. It's not really going to do much in terms of looking up and down. I think they could have put a hinge down here. So he's really just going to swivel and rotate a little bit at the base of the neck, and then the top of his head will rotate all around. And then this kind of pops out a little bit. Doesn't really do much, but it just hinges forward and back. It'll rotate forward and back, and then it'll rotate at the wrist. And I was wondering how they would do the treads. It just wheels. So he doesn't roll great, but he does roll. And that's good enough for me. So I really like WallE. It would have been cool if he had a little bit more articulation. Like, I like when he like extends his legs and stuff. Like, that would have been cool if there was like some hinges in there. Maybe if his fingers moved, if he could look up and down a little bit more. If this hinged, you know, a little bit more paint and articulation. But I want to keep in mind, and I want everybody else to keep in mind too, that these are $15 a set. So you're getting 3 characters, in my case, 3 brand new characters to the shelf for $15. And in that way, I can't really go wrong. Next up, we have Eve. Eve. It looks great. Look at her. There's not much to talk about. I mean, she's a blank white egg, pretty much. I really like that the base is on a ball joint. That's how all bases should be, and no matter what pose she's in, she can hold it. So any angle works great. She does have her retractable hands and arms. It would have been kind of cool. You can kind of get the shutdown look, just spin her head around. It would have been kind of cool if you could like lower the head a little bit. But for me, she's always going to have her face out, and the face paint is super clean on there. I love the texture that they put on that. Very, very nice. The line work is super clean. And then if you want to take the arms out again, you can do so. It's kind of like you pull them out straight, and then they kind of just come out, and then they are on like a ball joint in there. Kind of. It's actually pretty good. I really think that the setup on this is rather nice. Again, there's not much to talk about in terms of detail. You can kind of see her fingers there. And I don't really think she needs more articulation. Like, maybe interchange, like, if you wanted to really get in depth, maybe, like, since these are on, like, a ball joint, maybe interchangeable hands to have, like, her fingers out. That would have been pretty cool, but I'm not too concerned. She looks great, and standing next to her hubby, WallE. Look at these guys. You can't have them lock fingers like they do. But look at that. So cute. So you can get them looking out into space or whatever the hell they're doing. So cute. I love it. But I have to say, my personal favorite of the set is probably Mo. Mo. He's awesome. Dude, look at his little light. His little face paint is very cleanly done. You can see Mo down there. He's got all the paint that he needs. He's really well done, actually. He's got a ball peg on the base, which is nice as well, so because he floats. And then he's got a really nice ball joint at his head. Was not expecting that. Look at how much tilt you get on that. More tilt than Marvel Legends, man. You get a nice tilt on the ball joint in there. And then he can't really look up because of that one cable that they sculpted there, but he can look down and rotate, which is nice. And then his arm hinges up and down. Would have been cool if this rotated, like his little scrubber thing rotated. If you guys don't remember, he's the one who cleans the floor when they get on the ship. But yeah, he's super cute. You get a little bit of blue paint on the back. He's my favorite out of the set. I know it's like probably a terrible take, but he was the one I was most excited for because I love getting these obscure characters, and it's Mo, man. It's just Mo. Now let's go ahead and hop into the upset with Doug. Doug, what a Chad. He's such a good boy. I love the paint on his back. I think it's very nice. Again, a wash would have been nice for this guy. So when I'm doing WallE, I might do a little wash on Dougie boy here. His mouth is painted okay. I'm not a big fan of just the teeth painted. But he could use some paint on the collar. The collar is the big thing here. So I'm definitely going to paint the collar a little bit. Make that look a little bit better. And do a little wash on him. As far as articulation is concerned, he's just going to rotate at the collar. And then hinge at the shoulders and the hips. So unfortunately, you really can't even get him in like a sitting pose. Doug isn't really going to do much. Like, he can't really move his front legs, so he's really just going to stand there. He's kind of just a static figure, but that's okay. I don't really need him doing that much. It would have been cool to have more articulation, but just having Doug is good enough for me. Next up, we got Russell, and he's pretty freaking cute. Hello, my name is Russell. He's just, look at him. He's a little guy. So his hat does come off. I would have liked paint on his hat. I might try to paint that as well. I don't really like that the hat comes off, but the sculpt that they did for it is actually pretty good. And once you get it in place, it will stay on. I think the face sculpt is damn near perfection. That is so well done. I love the little rosiness in the cheeks. And look at the Tampa work on all the Wilderness Explorers badges. That is so well done. He is missing the Ellie badge, though. Would have been really cute if they put that in there. But yeah, his little scout uniform looks good. He got all the paint on the socks and stuff. Really, really nice paint job on this. That is very impressive. In terms of articulation for Russell, can't tell if that's a ball joint, but it's really not going to work. It's just going to rotate. He gets a hinge at the arms. That's only going to go up that much on this side. The sash is pretty hard and rotate that far forward and back, whereas this one can go all the way around. And then he has a hinge and swivel, I guess a rotation more at the hip, and then that's it. So he's not really going to do much neither. I really don't mind at all. Like, this pose is honestly okay with me. Just, he's just cute. He's Russell. He's adorable. But the man of the hour, the figure I wanted the most out of all 6 of these characters, has to be Carl Frederickson. What a Chad. I'm so happy to finally have Carl Frederickson in my collection. I love Carl. Up, I go back and forth on what my favorite Pixar movie is, but Up is always in the running. I adore Up. I love Ratatouille. Monsters, Inc. is fantastic. Nemo was always one for me growing up. That was really big in the house. But Up is great. I don't care what anybody... I heard this horrible take one time that you only love the first 10 minutes of Up, like when it's like Carl and Ellie's story. Wrong. I love it from beginning to end. So let me know what you guys think about Up. But You can see his hearing aid there, which I will be painting that for sure. I have a little bit of time in between classes now, so I might go ahead and do some stuff. But I love the, like his jawline, the sculpt of him. The hair looks great. I love the texture on his old man jacket, his pants all the way up there with his little bow tie. He does come with the cane and, with the tennis balls on it. His little shoes look so good too. He just looks great. I love it. He does have a ball joint up in the head, so he can kind of pivot and he can rotate. The glasses do come off as well, which I am going to be gluing them down. I really don't want to lose them, and I don't need them to have articulation. The shoulders go up, they go down, they rotate. He gets a hinge and swivel at the elbow. No wrist articulation. Same thing on the other side. So you really only can hold the cane like this. I mean, if you want, you can kind of get him like that. But no waist twist, and then he'll kick outwards, backwards, and go out and do the splits. So perfect articulation for an old man. I don't really think, what else can you have him do, But yeah, this one makes me very, very happy to have. Now, I think a big point of contingency for these guys is definitely going to be the scale, as not a lot of people are going to want this scale. Carl is definitely not 6-inch scale. I would actually say WallE and Eve and Mo are probably 6-inch scale. That might even be a little bit bigger than 6-inch scale. But personally, I do not mind at all. Like, this is totally fine to me. My Disney stuff is just going to be its own thing, and this totally works for me. So here they are next to the NECA Kong and the Hasbro Marvel Legends series Darwin. I don't know why I switched up the order, because usually the banana goes with the monkey, but we do have the McFarlane Toys Dark Knight Returns Batman and the Fortnite Jazzware series 6-inch Peely. And then, of course, here they are standing next to the Hasbro Marvel Legends What If series Zombie Captain America. So at this point, you're probably wondering, yo, Ant, what are your final thoughts on these figures? And I gotta say, I am so happy to have these. I was really worried that they got canceled and that we were never going to be able to see them be made, and I'm so happy that that's not the case. I was ecstatic yesterday when I went to Target and I looked down and I saw them. I was like, oh my god, no way, they're finally open and here, and they just look great. I think the articulation is whatever. I think it's arbitrary. It's got enough for me. The worst one to me is Russell when it comes to articulation. I'm not really going to rank these. I think overall I like the WallE set better. But I'm going to, for $15 to get 3 characters with decent articulation, in the upcase, 3 accessories, really good paint, good sculpts, new characters. Personally, I'm giving them like an 8.5 out of 10. I really, really am happy. Sure, more articulation would be cool, even if you have to up it to $20. I'm okay with that, but $15, you can't go wrong for this. So with all that being said, I believe that's all I got today. If you've not already, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Also be sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I post a lot over there, and I have a lot of fun, so I'm sure you all will too. But as always, let me know. You copping any of these? See you guys in the next one. Peace.
What goes on, guys? I wanted to hop on here again and thank you all for watching, and to let you know that if the following apps interest you, feel free to follow me on them, as I put the links in the description for you guys. I really appreciate everything you all do for me, so DM me with any questions or thoughts. I'd love to sit and talk with you all. Again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.